Okay.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have Paul and we're doing a little chit chat. So today's video is another chit chat, but instead of just me, I now have a dude's point of view, and we're going to talk about not just our relationship or like relationships in general, but also the fact that we are long distance. So I think I need to get better at intros, but I think that's all I have for now. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so first, I did some questions on Instagram. So the first one was from, actually both of them were from our friend Sydney. And the first thing she said was, this isn't a question, but just saying that long distance relationships are the worst. And then, which I agree.
Yeah, they suck.
They suck. But then she also asked, how do you do, like, what are our suggestions for spending quality time together, even though we are long distance?
FaceTime, pretty much.
Yeah, FaceTime. And then I would also say teleparty and, like, Disney Plus group watch, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's included in FaceTime. Is like, FaceTime, you can just put yourselves on and then do homework.
Mm-hmm. We don't even talk every time.
Sometimes you don't even, like, talk for a while. Like, just basically, like, spending time, even if you're not, like, you know, doing really anything, just helps you maintain a connection.
Mm-hmm.
And then, also on FaceTime is, like, another thing you can do is, like, what Laughlin said, like, teleparty or Disney Plus
group watch. So, I think, Disney Plus group watch is obviously very self-explanatory. You watch the movies that are on Disney Plus. But I think teleparty is really interesting because you can do things like Netflix and YouTube and Hulu. Like, you can connect more things than just one. Mm-hmm. But you can't use it with Disney Plus, which is why.
And Disney Plus is used on anything. Like, it's great on, like, a Roku if you want to, like, lay down in bed. But teleparty is obviously, like, a Google Chrome extension. So.
Yeah, so I actually have to use, like, a HDMI connector to my TV if I want to put what's on my computer onto my TV screen if we're watching something on teleparty. But it's more than just watching movies, though. We've done like exercises and stuff together on YouTube. Like, we'll put on an exercise and do it together. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really great. And then obviously when we're together, we try to find things to do. Like this weekend, we went to a museum together. We went paddle boarding. We went and tried different food areas.
I think that's also, like, an important thing that we've learned is, like, when you're together, it's, like, limited time. So don't waste it, like, sitting around.
Make the most
like,
of it.
you can relax a little bit, but, like, you know, do everything that you wanted to do over the year. And, like, plan it out before you go. Like, don't just show up and be like, all right, what are we going to do? Because obviously you waste time thinking about it. So you kind of have to, like, prioritize your time and make the most of your time together.
Yeah. And as far as, like, long distance with college, like, obviously both of us would go home, and you want to make sure that you're spending time with your family as well as each other. So that's a little bit different when we're back at home in Katy. We'll be a little more relaxed and we'll watch movies and do stuff like that because we want to spend time with families. Also, with COVID and stuff shutting down, I would say this was like our first time really getting to go out and do a bunch of stuff. Like,
well, that's the first time that I, like, I guess.
Because even when I came and visited you last month, there was still some stuff that wasn't really available as much, I would say.
Well, it's also, like, Auburn.
Yeah.
It's not, like, a ton of stuff. Also, I didn't plan, like, a ton of stuff either. And everything was going wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a long answer, but that's the answer.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what is something new that we learned about our relationship through long distance?
I don't know.
I
guess, like,
I have an answer, sorry.
You go first.
Okay. I learned that comprehension is better than just communication, because, like, I can sit and talk to him over and over and over about the same thing, but until, like, we truly sit with it and comprehend it, like, communication is great, but without comprehension, it's just talking. Yeah. So I think that was, especially, like, freshman year, going into long distance was really, really hard for me. Because, like, senior year of high school, we saw each other every day. It was very easy to communicate and comprehend what the other, like, see each other's goals and our intentions and stuff like that. When it's over FaceTime, I was just a mess. Like, I was very bad at communicating over FaceTime, but I think now we've kind of really figured it out and we can successfully do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think communicating for like a lot of stuff.
Through everything.
Like,
because there's obviously so much disconnect, not physically being together. So like, we were already great communicators, but we had to like really, really adjust to communication in a different way.
I don't know if this is about our relationship or just relationships in general, but like being, I don't know, if you're together, it's like you can just solely rely on like physical stuff, and like once people start, like a lot of relationships that I see fail are like ones that only rely on physicality, and then they're like, it's like all great for them then. And then, like, something like Corona hits, and you can't be together all the time, and then you're like, okay, then, like, why am I with this person? Because that's all we do. So this made us, like, I mean, we already did this before, but it prioritized, like, quality time and other things. And just being creative with, like, keeping a relationship alive. Because, like, if you're both finding ways to put in, you know, the effort and be creative in putting in the effort, then...
it's appreciated by the other.
Yeah. And being appreciative.
Also, like as far as like the physical thing, both of our love language is physical touch. So like,
it was tough.
I know that he loves me when I get a hug or like a back scratch or a kiss or something like that. And he's the same way. And when you can't do that, you have to show in more ways than one that you love each other, but you also have to learn how to accept love in different ways. And so learning that was interesting. So.
Oh, it was also interesting. Just like going to college at like our like freshman orientation, everybody was like, oh, if you have a long distance relationship, that's not gonna work out. And they were talking about like 2-hour long drives. I'm like, watch me. It's like, okay. And so
after 8-hour travel to get here the other day.
Oh yeah. It was longer than that.
Yeah.
I left at 4, got here at 2, so
in the
10
morning.
hours.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I don't know. Great. I never really got the like long distance won't last, because like if the person is worth it, I don't really care how far away we are from each other, because like I'll travel wherever he is. And that also applies to whenever like we end up getting married and like wherever he has to go for work. I told him, I was like, I can do my job anywhere. We're gonna follow your job because that's a little more selective than mine. So just being willing not only to compromise but at times sacrifice for each other.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I don't know. I think we should probably end this question and get to another one. Yeah.
So, okay. So the next question is, how have we improved each other's lives? You want to go first? I went first last time.
I mean, long distance only or just relationship in general?
Let's do in general.
So in general, like, I had a terrible relationship with my brother. Initially, like, just brothers. And then Laughlin really pushed me to, like, make that relationship great. Or, like, just, you know, build a relationship. So now we're, like, really chill. It's also, you know, he matured and I matured, and I'm not constantly around him for him to annoy me, which helps. But, like, even when I still lived at home,
I wanted our kids to have an uncle.
Yeah, well, yeah. We, like, hated each other's guts, but now we're pretty chill. Like, we actually play games together whenever I have time and stuff, so.
Yeah, they're communicating, like, even though you're not there.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, she just drives me to be a better person. And gives me something to, like, work towards, if that makes sense. Like, if I were just in college, I'd be like, you know, I can do whatever. Like, I don't have really a direction to go. And, I mean, I've never been in that position, so I don't know what I do. But now it's like, you know, I have someone to provide for, so I need to work my ass off.
I'm kind of the same way where, like, he really drives me to be better. I'm not... Okay, we're driven differently. I'm emotionally driven.
Yeah.
He is academically, or like...
Career driven.
And, like, he really wants to see the results in not only his academics, but in his future career. And that's what's really important to him. And to me, I want to have kids.
Well, yeah.
Like, I want to have a family. Like, that is what drives me, is, like, I'm very family driven, very family oriented. And that's based off my emotions. And so I think I've been able to, kind of what you're talking about, like, help you see and work on, like, the more emotional stuff. And in return, you've helped me to kind of focus better on career stuff and give me reasons why I should stay focused on that instead of just what is emotionally lying ahead, you know?
Yeah.
So,
like, the difference between us is, like, she's like, I want to have kids, and, like,
I want to provide for the kids.
Just diapers in general are expensive. You know, like stuff they want to do.
We have to work
so
towards it instead of just have it happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like are like, I just want kids for, you know, because they're cute, and then they realize like, oh, this is a whole human being whose responsibility of like growing a human being and making. That's the only time that you can like, you know, not really own a human being, but just like form a human being. Mm-hmm. And it's not really manipulation, but it's just like
fostering their growth.
Fostering, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like the only time that you can do that and it not be like weird. So, you know, it's a lot of
That's
responsibility.
That's the only time that it's not manipulative.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how you do it.
Yeah. It's the only time, like, some people don't deserve to have kids. They're never mature enough to have kids. So, you know, we try to be mature enough to have kids and to we are prioritizing our kids' futures now.
Yes.
So that they will enjoy it later.
Good putting that.
Yeah.
So, okay, basically, short version of that answer.
TLDR.
He brings me down to earth, and I try to dig him out a little bit. Sound good?
Good balance. Yeah.
The next question says, do you believe we trust each other more than we did before? This is a weird question because I honestly, like, we were friends for a good amount of time, like a year.
No. Well, yeah. I guess.
We were friends for like
a
brief
year. Hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do a whole other video.
Yeah, we can explain that.
But yeah, we were friends for a long time before we actually dated. And I think that I went into the relationship pretty much trusting you fully because we've already discussed all the big stuff before the relationship. Like, you already knew what my expectations were for you. I knew what your expectations were for me. And when those expectations changed, we communicated that. So I've never had an issue trusting you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that, like, I trust that we can do more now together.
Yeah.
Because we've already, like, we've conquered one big thing in a relationship, so I trust that we're going to handle our other situations well as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
I think, like, I trusted her, but then, like, I have zero faith in human beings. And so I was, like, I heard all these stories of, like, people going off to college and, like, cheating on, like, long-distance relationships.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
And, like, I didn't, like, obviously expect you to, but, like, you know, you never know.
Worried.
I was worried, yeah, I guess, but, like, now it just...
But now
I realized
knows
it was
that
stupid.
I only have eyes for him.
But that was, like, in, like, the first couple of weeks of college, I was just like, yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The next question is, do you think that the distance has helped us grow individually? You start.
Okay, definitely yes. Because, like, relationships can sometimes be codependent, so, you know, you're only relying on that person.
I would say that I'm still codependent, but that's just
you're
because,
still codependent,
like,
but, like,
I trust you completely, and I have a hard time trusting others completely.
In the way that, like, you don't do anything because you can just rely on your partner to do it for you.
Yeah.
And so, like, it made us grow individually. I guess, like, trying to give an example of how I did it. Like, it makes you have your own friends. Mm-hmm. I mean, I realize I don't want friends. So it's like, I'm fine by myself. But, like, she had to get her own friends. And, you know, you have, like, your separate lives, which is a great thing to do because, like, that's how you should be before a relationship is, you know, grown up individually. Mm-hmm. We're taking a very weird path. Like, most people meet somebody they want to marry in, like, their 20s after they've already finished college and have, like, a career basically set. But we're doing both at the same time. We're taking the accelerated program.
Exactly.
Yes. AP relationships.
We are overachievers.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's like it's allowed us to do the same thing it allowed us to do that at the same time where we go to college, but also grow as human beings together. Mm-hmm. And then once we come together, we're
better together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I think it's helped us grow individually for the fact that how do I explain this? Basically, like, basically.
What?
That voice crack was basically.
Basically,
I just think that, especially senior year, like, that was the beginning of our relationship. So you obviously have the honeymoon phase, which I don't believe that ever truly ends. I think that it changes and looks different, but like, I'm still just excited about loving him today as I was when we first started dating. So I think that's what the honeymoon phase is about. And if you feel like you lost that, then y'all maybe need to communicate about that. That's important.
No. I mean, like, the honeymoon phase is, like, you expect everything to be perfect. It's like, oh, I'm gonna like love this person forever, blah blah blah. Like it's always gonna be happy, happy, happy. But like I love you, obviously, but like it's not like a, oh, she's attractive, like I love her. It's like more like a, like we've grown together as human beings, and like as people and as adults. So
I think
it's like a deeper. It's a deeper. Well, okay, a honeymoon phase is like you expect everything to be perfect, and like obviously, it's not like all perfect, because like long distance relationships aren't gonna be perfect. Relationships in general aren't gonna be perfect, and people expect that.
I never expected our relationship to be perfect.
Okay, but like other people do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, to me, the honeymoon phase is something that never really ends, because it's to me, it's the excitement of loving each other. That's what the honeymoon phase is about. So, well, but that's not the question. That's
just like love. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We can move on.
Basically, I do believe that it's helped us grow individually, because I am very codependent on him, but I think we're both kind of codependent on each other. But I think that's kind of part of what the relationship is about. You just don't want it to be unhealthy. So I think that before it became unhealthy, we were able to move apart, grow more individually than we already had before we started dating. And I think that helps us realize when the codependence is going to be unhealthy. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my answer. Ooh. Where do you want us to be in 5 to 10 years?
Well, that's like something that we don't know yet. It's like obviously,
but if you
like we can plan all the time, but
yeah,
never know.
Okay, but ideally, if like everything worked out according to what you would want, where are we in 5 years, and then where are we in 10 years?
Okay.
Ideally speaking.
5 years. Let's see. Ideally speaking, obviously married. Yeah.
Good answer.
But like, I don't want kids in 5 years. I still don't think we're ready for kids. We, at least, like, I have a career that's going. You, also should have a career that's going. And then having, like, build up savings and, like, are financially secure. No, like, debt's paid off at that point from, like, college and stuff. And then we can go into, like, buying a house. Yeah. And then 10 years, like, having kids.
My plan is to have my debt paid off before I leave college, son.
Yeah, I mean, like, we got lucky because our parents are amazing people.
Yes,
so. Yeah. But, yeah, 10 years, kids, a house. I have, like, at least my career, and then we should be, like, safe enough for you to be a stay-at-home mom, because that's what you want to do. So,
well, also, we want to live off of one person's budget when we start off, so that we can put the second person's, or not budget, income. We want to live off of one person's income. We've talked about this a little bit.
And then the second person's income can be just
savings. And so you put away like all of your money for savings, and then that helps with finances with kids, and if emergencies come up, and hopefully college, if we can avoid enough emergencies. Like if our kids aren't little daredevils that break everything, and we have to, get casts and
you know what I mean,
like I know some people that their parents spent so much money on just fixing them because they kept breaking everything. So if we can avoid all of that, then all of that can go hopefully mostly towards college.
But
other kid expenses come
obviously,
up, obviously
you never expect anything to happen
until it does.
So just being prepared.
Preparedness. That kind of goes back. There was another question that I saw where it was like, what's something that's coming up recently and how y'all are going to celebrate? So I was about to say, like, in 5 years, I see us with a dog, but in like 3 months, I see us with a dog. Well, we're getting a dog in June.
Well, she's getting a dog, and I'm helping.
It's going to be our dog, but it's going to live with me until we move in together. Yeah. So. And how are we going to celebrate? We're going to go to the dog park and hopefully the lake. And
we're going to go on like a mini vacation.
Mini little vacation with our pupper. Like an adventure vacation that's dog friendly. So yeah, that's how we're celebrating. Yeah. Sorry, that's exciting stuff. And then, like he said, in 5 years, married. Honestly, in 5 years, I would love to be, if we do it right, financially secure enough to be able to put in our first down payment on like a house, even if it's a small house that's like barely anything. I'd love to get my foot in the door in real estate, and then 10 years have like our home put together, have kids, a home put together. Our dream home isn't coming for a very long time, but that's because it costs money, honey. So a home put together that we can be happy in for a while, have kids, and all of that. So the next question is, what are both your favorite and your least favorite parts of our long distance relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with my least favorite so that we can end on a high note. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. So my least favorite part is wow, I'm getting emotional. That was for no reason. Huh. It's probably because you're about to leave. That's probably why I'm getting emotional. Yeah. The goodbyes. I hate the goodbyes. That is my least favorite part, and I'm about to have to do it in a little bit.
In like 15 minutes.
I know. So that's definitely my least favorite part. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
And I also don't like like I said, both of our love language is physical touch. So literally even just like leaning on him right now, like that's so comforting to me. Mm-hmm. And I hate not having that. But my favorite part of our long distance relationship is like when we do get to see each other. And this is something that we've talked about before is like, when we do get to see each other, like I get so excited, and sometimes you do too. We get so excited, we're like, we forget how to kiss, so we literally just go and it's not even a kiss, it's just like a smile with our lips touching. And just like that excitement and like the time leading up to seeing each other and like that first just like hi. Like, oh, that's my favorite part. It feels like Santa.
Yeah.
So
that's like your turn. Like commenting on that, I guess, is like that's kind of I think about long distance is like things that aren't in, supply and demand. Like time together is in short supply, so it's very,
important.
It's great when you're together because it's limited.
Yeah.
So you like cherish those times together. So yeah.
Okay, start with your least favorite. Then your
least favorite. I don't know. Least favorite, like obviously, like saying goodbye, like it sucks. Yeah, but it's mitigated by like the ability to just FaceTime and do things like that.
I still get to see him daily, and maybe not like physically, but I still get to see him daily. Yeah, which is nice.
And like, I guess other people at like if you go to the same college, you can just like hang out after class or whatever. Like we can't. We have to like plan it. So not always like
we don't always line up.
Yeah, we don't always line up, so you don't always get to spend time with the other person when you want to. So that kind of sucks. But,
communication.
That's the way it is. If that's what, like,
We were just talking about this in the car.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Like, if you want to, if that person's worth it, then obviously it's worth it and you'll work through it. Favorite part of a long distance relationship? Being able to see each other on those like small moments, like if a holiday lines up, being able to see each other then.
This semester specifically, we've been able to find like tickets that are super affordable.
Well, also like your roommate's amazing, and she
so
like
shout
paid
out to
for
Ashley.
Yeah,
that was my Christmas present from her. I got to go see him.
That was
really dope.
That was amazing.
And then you were able to find an affordable ticket to come here this weekend, and then in like a week and a half, I'm gonna be going out to Auburn again because his parents gave me a gift card like. Not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. And just now, like, I found the most affordable tickets, and I only paid $6. So shout out to your parents for that. Yeah. And so this year, this semester has been really cool because we've been able to spend a lot of time together and relatively speaking to other stuff.
And I think it's also the first semester that, like, we're established in our respective colleges, like,
because COVID kind of messed everything up.
I mean, yeah, but we weren't having a good freshman year even before COVID.
Yeah, even before COVID.
Before COVID, freshman year sucked. So COVID, at least to me, was just like a godsend because then I got to spend more time with each other.
Yeah, definitely.
But like,
but now we're
like more established. We're in like happier places with better people around us, and so it's like a better mindset. Because like previously when we visited each other, like we were sad. Yeah. So you can't fill up another person
if you're empty as well.
So you kind of have to. That's also goes back to the thing is like growing individually is like if you're draining off of each other, then like how are you going to put back into a relationship? So you have to like if you're only relying on one person to fill you up in your life that's draining you, then that person's gonna get tired, and then you're gonna be left with nothing.
Yeah.
But if you figure out a way to do it yourself, then you can constantly put back into that person, and then
that also leads to resentment. I feel like there was, just speaking on my part of it is, I had a really, really hard time, and I mean, even up until, I would say that the end of last semester was my turning point.
Yeah.
Which is saying something, because there was a lot going on at the end of last semester.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom said something that was really, like, striking to me. She said, you have to start making decisions for yourself, because not only is it affecting you, but it's affecting your family, and more importantly, it's affecting Paul, too.
Yeah. And
you never realize that was part of my growth. At least I never realized how much my stuff was affecting the people around me. And I know a lot of it I didn't have control over, but I did have control over how I responded to it. And, like, I have regrets on how I handled certain things because I know that it took a toll on our relationship. But once again, if the person is worth it, you'll stick through it. And I'm very thankful that he thinks that I'm worth it because it's been crazy. So
it also helps, like, I'm, like, a very logical person. So I always, like, analyze, you know, is this relationship worth it? Because, like, you know, you shouldn't waste your life in a relationship that you don't want to be in. That's kind of the point. And every time, if I try to find a reason not to, like, the reasons for always outweigh the reasons against. So I'm always just, like, I'm constantly reevaluating, which, like, at least to me isn't unhealthy. That might be unhealthy to other people, but, like, I
don't think you're doing it because you want to find a reason to break up. You're doing it just to make sure that we're continuing down the right path. Because I think that
it's an important decision.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna spend the rest of our lives together.
Yeah,
we both need to
something
make sure.
You want to analyze.
But it shouldn't. If you're analyzing it in the way of, like, I'm trying to find a reason to leave this person, as opposed to are we still the best for each other, then that's not healthy.
Yeah.
So. And
even if you get the answer is, like, no, we're not the best for each other, at least, like, try to find a way through it. Like, communications thing. So, yeah.
I think that wraps it up. We have probably 30 minutes of content.
Yeah, and
so we have to go.
So
thank y'all so much for watching. We really appreciate your time and your patience with us as we ramble, because we really feed off of each other in that way. So I hope that y'all enjoyed it, and if y'all want more videos like this, please leave a comment. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I see him again in a week and a half. So if there is something y'all want to see from us, please let me know.
Q&A part 2.
Because we can definitely do that. And with all of that being said, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on Sunday.
The next time.
So this Sunday I'm putting up a room tour, and then I'm putting up the vlog on Thursday. So see y'all Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll edit it before Easter.
Yeah.
See y'all Sunday.
Yeah,
bye. I'm definitely having bloopers for this.
Oh yeah.
Because there's gonna be so many good ones. That looked like I was choking you, just like. But. Why are we this way?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was about to sneeze.
Oh, go ahead.
It's done now.
David.
Big cut.
So.
Yeah.
So let's get on with the video.
Yeah.
I was just.
Oh my gosh.
Chaos.
We're awkward.
I thought that was good. What do you mean?